Welcome to Eagles News. Hello, I'm Nate.
And I'm Rohan.
We are so glad you could join us today. In today's episode, we will report about Eversole Run Middle School news, school news, national news, Ohio news, teacher focus, science news, riddles, technology news, and much, much more.
In Eversole News, looking for fun and entertaining enrichment opportunities after school? Please check out the InfoHub/Community Ed page on the DCS website, easily found under Quick Links. This is where families can find information about camps, after-school programs, and links to our community partners such as DFL, DYA, and much, much more. Recently added opportunities include robotics/Lego League information, drawing classes, Club Scouts, and more.
And more Eversole news, did you forget to purchase your 2022-2023 yearbooks? We have a very small number of 2022-2023 yearbooks left over, and they're for sale. Yearbooks are $35, and they can be purchased with exact cash or credit payable in Eversole Run Middle School. Thank you for your support.
In more world news, on August 18th, a teenager took the skies. The pilot, Zara Rutherford, is only 19 years old. She hopes to become the youngest woman to fly around the world solo. Rutherford took off from an airship in Belgium, which is a country in Europe. Weather conditions were gusty and cloudy as she left. Her parents were looking on as she took off. Rutherford is aiming to break the world record set by American pilot Shasta Ways. In 2017, Ways set the record as the youngest woman to fly around the world when she was 30 years old. The men's record for a solo around-the-world flight is held by Travis Ludlow of Great Britain, who is 18 years old. He completed his flight in July 2021. Crossing 5 continents and 52 countries for the crossing over the Atlantic, Rutherford plans to fly up through Europe and over Greenland, which is close to parts of Canada. She'll head down through the United States, then back up to Alaska to cross the Pacific. From there, she'll head across Asia back to Europe. Her goal is to inspire girls and young women to get into aviation.
On the date in history, in 1783, Treaty of Paris signed in Paris ends the American Revolutionary War between Great Britain and the United States of America.
In language arts news, what is fiction? Fiction refers to the literature created from the imagination. Mysteries, science fiction, romance, fantasy, chick lit, crime thrillers are all fiction genres. Examples of classic fictions include To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and 1984 by George Orwell. Nonfiction refers to literature based in fact. It is the broadest category of literature. Many categories include biography, business, cooking, health, fitness, pets, crafts, home decorating, languages, travel, home improvement, religion, art and music, history, self-help, and science. This is this weekend's weather. On Friday, we have a high of 74, a low of 49, with a 10% chance of rain. On Saturday, we have a high of 76, a low of 53, with a 10% chance of rain.
On Sunday, it's a high of 76 and a low of 53 and a 20% chance of rain. And this is this weekend's weather.
In social studies news, what's a timeline? Timeline is the alignment of time, a chronological statement to define a certain chain of events or activities that happen at a particular phase. In a visual context, it's a representation of the data defined through lists, tables, or graphics where it's all jotted down, sequenced in the same chronological order. Like a flowchart, it helps users identify specific patterns in a scheme or course of procedure with a streamlined format, concisely depicting different temporal relations. It's simple to look at it, handy to work with it, and easier to manage and remember. In health news, getting enough sleep is essential for helping a person maintain optimal health and well-being. When it comes to their health, sleep is as vital as regular exercise and eating a balanced diet. Modern-day living in the United States and many other countries does not always embrace the necessity for adequate sleep. Yet it is important that people make an effort to get enough sleep regularly.
Here's today's Eagle Recognition Award winners. Ben Lloyd by being service-minded by Mr. Simmons.
Ellie Wichlinski for being service-minded by Miss Dishrock.
Spencer Fair by being service-minded by Mrs. Boblins.
Savannah Lloyd for being service-minded by Dr. Blue.
Elise Nelson for being service-minded by Mr. Armstrong.
Jordan Walters for being service-minded by Miss Schaefer.
Evelyn Lighttell by being acceptance and respectful by Mrs. Wright.
Kavya Gundrati for being service-minded and respectful by Mrs. Burkhall.
Kaylee Milson by having acceptance by Mrs. Bailey.
Sanvi Latish for being service-minded by Mrs. Phelps.
And those are today's Eagle Recognition Awards winners. Well, that is Eagle News for today. If you have any stories you would like to have featured on Eagle News, please let Mr. McNeil know. Here at Eversole, we are trying to create a community of excellence and being positive, working hard, and respecting the uniqueness of ourselves and each other. See you next week and have an amazing day.